Howdy, howdy, howdy. And why is it so dark in here? Because it's too early in the day, that's why. Okay, so howdy, howdy, howdy. Happy to be here and happy you're here with me. And if you're new here and enjoy this content, I do hope you'll subscribe. Okay, so today I just wanted to do a little recap of the year. And it has been a very interesting year for me. The business wise, it has not been as great as last year, but still tolerable. You have to remember that I do all my events in a very small town, and I don't have the transportation to go to the bigger towns and do those events. So I stay local. I mean, I could, if I downsized my booth, I could probably fit it in the car, but downsize? What's that? I don't know that word. Let's see if I can bring in some extra light here. That looks a little better. Okay, so I just wanted to do a little recap. I wrote down some important things. So like how many markets did I do this year? Well, I did 23 markets. A handful of them were not that great, but it is what it is, you know. You gotta pick and choose from a local event. So yeah, so 23 markets, that's really not that bad. I was pretty busy for the year. And let's see, and how many items did I sell at those markets? My total tally for selling at the markets was 780 items. Wow. 780 items. Now, mind you, I have seen a lot of videos from other crocheters and vendors, and of course my numbers seem to be pretty low compared to theirs, but again, small town, small numbers. We just gotta keep on trucking through. And the most popular items from my crafting events is baby chicks, possums, chickens, sea turtles, and scrubbies. Those were my biggest sellers this year. So that was a little interesting, considering I do remember making a massive amount of sea turtles, but I don't remember making very many possums. They were very popular this year. And okay, and so now we're going to get into the pattern making side of my business. How many patterns did I make this year? I actually made 15 patterns this year. I was pretty surprised at this number. I didn't feel like I had made that many, but then again, it felt like I made a lot more. So it just always feels more or less than what it was. But so how many patterns did I actually sell this year? So where's that piece of paper? So on Etsy, I sold 918 patterns. And the top 3 patterns out of that was Sesame Chicken, Mega Shark Monster Truck, and Armadillo. And on my website, I sold 1,210 patterns. And the top 3 patterns on there on my website was Easy Cat, Easy Turtle, and Brontosaurus. And of course those were my free patterns, so it on my website it calculates all of them as sales, even though they are $0. You know, they still calculate as sales. And that is 1,210 sales, but most of the time that was like somebody comes on and makes a sale and it's multiple items, so that's really not an accurate number. Because when I saw that, I was like, that can't be right. So I asked for a breakdown. And it says, you made a lot of sales. That's good, but this might take a while. And I still haven't received that report yet. How many videos did I make this year? 46 videos. I didn't start doing 2 a week until this past August, so it feels like here lately I've been doing a lot of videos, but it's actually only been 2 a week for the last 3 months. Before that I was doing more like 2 a month. So 46 videos, that's really not a lot, but here lately it's been a struggle to get those Tuesday and Friday videos done. Friday not so much, but Tuesdays sometimes it's a struggle. Like today, I have literally 45 minutes before I have to go back to work. I was already at work this morning. Alright, and let's see. The most popular video that I did had 1,400 views, and it was back in May, and it was everything I did in that month. A month of crochet. So that was my most popular. Alright, and now for the nitty-gritty of it. I grossed between pattern sales and craft shows. I call them craft shows, but vendor events. I grossed, what was it, 16,000. 16,000 for the year. And I spent almost 6,000 of that in expenses, which is vendor displays and a new canopy and new tablecloths. Believe it or not, those tablecloths, they're really nice, but the legs get really torn up over time, so I had to replace those. And let's see, what else did I? Office supplies, booth and display, and general business expenses was $1,500, and then stuffing eyes and yarn was $4,500. So $6,000 was spent on supplies, expenses. So I netted a profit of $10,000 this year, which is better than last year and better than the year before. So, well, it's actually not better than last year. Last year I spent a lot more money on expenses than I did this year. So my profit is about the same as last year. I spent less this year, so my profit was higher. But last year was definitely a bigger year by almost, what was it? By almost $7,000. So yeah, big year last year, but this year I spent less because I already have a wall of yarn and I already have most of the displays needed. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the fact that I came out with a profit of $10,000. That's pretty daggum good. All right. Well, that's about it. I will try to put in some photos of these items that were bestsellers, and I have got to go. I gotta go to work. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, and I will see you next year. Bye-bye.